This is a short summary of how to write a thesis statement and what it should include, the basic elements. If you are in English 101 or 102, this is supplemental to what you have been assigned to read in the textbook, and you should make sure to read that entire section in the textbook on writing a thesis statement. If you're in my Com 101 class, this should be adequate to get you there on how to prepare a thesis statement for your presentation. So a thesis statement, first of all, should be no more than 1 or 2 sentences. It's not an entire paragraph. It should be reasonably brief, but it needs to include the other elements I'm going to talk about here. It needs to be very specific. Make sure that you are telling us what you are going to be writing or talking about very specifically. So you're going to go beyond just, I'm going to write about the history of cosmetics. You're going to go beyond just a general overview. You're going to be very precise about what is going to follow. So beyond just specific, you're going to say something about your findings or conclusions. It needs to be a statement that you can support later on in either your presentation or your paper. It needs to include or be something that can be supported by examples and reasoning. If you're making a persuasive argument, so if it's for a persuasive or argument essay or presentation, it needs to be a strong statement. You don't want to be equivocal about your position. You need to take a position and then defend it. And finally, this is part of the same idea. You need to display in your thesis statement that you're confident in what you are going to be writing about or speaking about. Again, you don't want to say something like, in my opinion, or I think, or I believe. You want to be firm in the conclusions. And if you're taking on a topic that you can't be confident in, it's best to pick another.